Good morning, everybody. It's a bright, beautiful Friday morning before supposedly more snow. And I guess it's a very exciting weekend. We have Super Bowl and Valentine's Day. Well, today my guest is somebody I wish would be my Valentine all the time. Great guy, wonderful restaurant. Brendan Bailey of Root Down, welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
I'd have you anytime. You can cook for me any and all times. But things I really have never gone into with you is tell me a little bit about you and your background.
I'm originally from rural central Illinois, about 30 miles north of Springfield, Illinois, the capital, kind of the land of Lincoln, as people like to call it. I kind of grew up, like I said, in kind of a rural farm setting. And my parents were, big on having a garden, grew up, hunting and fishing, and raised some of our own animals as well.
Oh, wow.
That's kind of how I got interested in cooking. My grandparents on my dad's side of the family were both excellent cooks, had their own separate kitchens in their house, and they went pretty big on holidays and family gatherings.
Competed against each other at home?
Maybe friendly competition.
Oh, good.
Mostly, grandma would handle most of the sides and stuff like that, and grandpa would handle the proteins for the most part, and they would meet in the middle. So my grandfather, always kind of pulled me aside when he was cooking and was kind of like, hey, you want to be the guy cooking the meat because, you get to pull aside the pieces that you want, or you get to have a little nibble before everybody else does. That was pretty formative for me. And then really when I went to college, I was kind of tired of what I could afford and started, cooking more so that I could live a little bit higher on the hog. And then basically in college, I studied advertising. And after almost 4 years of that, I was like, I don't really think this is what I want to do. And had been running restaurants, decided to go to culinary school. And this is about 20 years in the restaurant business for me.
Wow. Well, good for you. So how did you get to Denver?
I moved to Denver in 2007 to finish up school at Johnson and Wales.
I didn't know.
So I did what they called their garnish your degree program, which was like a 1-year accelerated thing. And so that's kind of what got me to Denver.
Well, good for you. I'm from Johnson, Wales too. So.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, anyway. And then did you have a lot of jobs before Root Down?
Yes. One of my first jobs was at Steuben's. When I first moved here, I worked at both of the Trattoria Stellas in the Highlands and on Colfax. I also, when I was a line cook at Root Down, I believe like 2010, 2012, then I helped open up the Populist and was there.
Oh, wow.
For
you know
3
all
years.
the restaurants I know.
Yeah. And then
Going
I came
back
to linger for a year, and then have been back at Root Down for, around 5 years.
I know. And I think, well, Root Down was Justin Gucci's Edible Beats' first restaurant. And I think I have a special place in my heart for Root Down because at the time it was so innovative and nobody was doing that kind of food.
Yeah. I definitely learned a lot and developed, my kind of taste in cooking, obviously through the several years. I've worked with Justin. Um, and definitely when I first came to Root Down as a line cook, it was definitely um, interesting to see people find, somewhat nutritious ways to impart flavor into food rather than just kind of throwing um, cream and cheese and butter at the problem, as I had done in a lot of my Italian cooking.
Well, and I think at Root Down, I mean, it's totally not a vegetarian only restaurant, but for people who want the wonderful taste of vegetables or even vegan, whatever it is, you have that for everybody.
Yeah. We definitely try to make vegetables approachable.
Well, there's nothing better than divine vegetables, I'm sorry. And as I grew up, it was all meat, chicken, protein. Now, I think people look for the sides and the vegetables more
Yeah.
than a piece of meat in the center.
Yeah, definitely.
So, how do you find the recipes you make?
A lot of different things. Ideas from other people that I work with. And I get a lot of ideas when I travel. And then when I try to come up with a recipe, I really maybe, we'll find it in a cookbook, or maybe I'll do some, searching on the internet, try to find, a recipe that's, from a good source, not just like a home recipe. And that's usually how I go about things.
Okay, so now tell us about Root Down's menu. Somebody may not know,
Yeah, so we refer to the food as vegetable focused world cuisine. So really, we'll do it all. But vegetables, root vegetables, definitely a big focus of what we do. Our style is somewhat taking comfortable ideas, or maybe classic dishes, and putting somewhat of a modern spin on them, or putting a root down or edible beets kind of spin on it, which usually means more vegetable focused. So that's pretty much it. It allows us to kind of do whatever we want to do.
Sure. Tell me a couple of your favorite dishes.
Oh, wow.
You can go into mine.
Some classics that have been on the menu that are still things that I could eat, several times a week, which I think is a big compliment. But our Colombian arepas.
No, I knew you would. I'm glad you. I have friends who will not go there without having arepas, no matter what you're doing. And I always totally agree. So
yes,
they're incredible.
That's something that's been on the menu for a long time. Has evolved slightly over the years, but still a favorite dish among most of our employees, and I believe our clientele as well. The numbers don't lie there. Our risotto has always been one of my favorite things. Rotates seasonally, we kind of have like a loose outline for how we like that dish to be, but have had a million different variations over the years.
All delicious.
Yes.
And then you have you have fabulous soups.
Oh yes.
Your soups are outrageous. And then you always have the veggie sliders and the lamb burger. Those are traditional there that everybody adores.
Yes.
And it's designed, the size and the portions, to share a lot.
Right.
You can go through that, have the entire menu and share it, and then people have the option of some divine entrees.
Yes, that's in my opinion, that's the perfect root down experience. And I think when I go out to eat, I like to share.
If you don't share, I don't go.
Right. It's better for the environment, at the table, the vibe happening, kind of breaks the ice when you're sharing plates. And yeah, I think that's the perfect experience, is to share some stuff, and then, an entree or two, maybe share those as well. Who knows?
But you do rotate them. I mean, it's always seems to me there's a vegan, a fish, chicken, and some sort of beef, but you change what you do to them.
Yes. Yeah, again, we try to change the menu 4 times a year in the, dinner time, dinner menu at least. And our brunch menus and stuff like that rotate as well. Never a complete full change. So you're going to see some of those classic dishes, and you'll see some of the things, like I said, like the risotto or the gnocchi, that are going to kind of rotate sets seasonally. But yeah, other than that, things, change up as we see fit. We don't like to, pull too many favorites off that,
Well, you
people are going
can't.
to miss
Right.
the next time they come.
The other thing, somebody in every party I ever come with has got to have devils on horseback. And
Oh
I
yeah,
think, but there's so many things, but they are divine.
right. Bacon wrapped anything, always
Yeah.
going to be a crowd pleaser.
Okay, even if you're a vegan, they can only wish. Tell me about because it's very famous. You don't do lunch anymore, right?
Yeah, so
You do brunch.
we used to have Friday brunch, lunch kind of thing. And during the course of the last couple of years,
Life has changed.
right, we kind of decided, and I think Justin really was the champion of this, was, just kind of trying to give people a little bit of breathing room. We pushed really, really hard, relentlessly, through this whole thing, trying to figure it out. And, staffing has always been the problem, even before this. And so we decided, throughout the group, to just kind of take a step back on some of those services that, were harder to staff, and, kind of give people a little bit of breathing room. And it really has been successful for us, because otherwise we were running, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, both brunch and dinner, with very little time in between to recover.
Right. So what day do you do brunch now?
We do brunch on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, okay.
That's 10 a.m. to 2:30.
And your brunches are awesome.
Yeah.
Just tell people a couple of your favorite. I like it all.
Yes, it's always hopping here for brunch, no matter what's going on.
Well, the food you serve is fabulous too. I mean, it's just not a plate of old breakfast food.
Yeah, we try to do it right.
Well, you do it right. So now you're open for dinner again every night?
Yep, Monday through Friday, 5 to 9 through the week, and then Friday, Saturday until 10 o'clock.
Okay, now what things are happening at Root Down that I assume you're doing Super Bowl stuff, and you're doing you must be sold out, but I don't know.
Yeah, so it's just a big Valentine's weekend here. Starting tonight, we have a few special selections that we're running as specials through the weekend. And then, of course, Monday we'll have a prefix menu that we offer, 4 courses, $85 a person, with wine and booze pairings available. So those are all.
You sold out on those?
We've still got a little bit of room left. We could definitely take a few more reservations, but we're feeling really good about it. Excited for a good, busy weekend.
Well, your staff is wonderful. I mean, I have to say, they know the menu, they know the food, they just know everything to do. Because somebody will sit there and say, I don't eat this, I'm celiac, I'm on this diet, and they are just right there.
Yeah, that's always great to hear. Thank you for that. Yeah, we have a big focus on being able to accommodate allergies and dietary restrictions. So we have very detailed information kept on all of our dishes, so that, if you come in with a laundry list of allergies, or like I said, dietary constraints, that we can do our best to still produce a great meal. We're very, very successful with that. Even if we have
Yes,
to
you
give
are.
you, unmarinated protein with some veggies on the side.
Yeah,
You
why
know,
go out, but you can do it.
right. Yeah. I mean, people, like to be taken care of, no matter what. And again, even if it's something simple, we do it better than most home cooks can do. And
I think it's better than even most home cooks can do. You're
yeah,
selling
so,
yourself short.
but yeah, we try to, give everybody an opportunity to come out to enjoy the space, to enjoy time with friends, and not feel, you know, nervous about their allergies, or embarrassed, or something
Right.
like that.
Good for you.
I've
And you do
definitely
that.
had times where I was trying to avoid certain things, and I don't. I was always kind of trying to, not make it somebody else's problem. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? Um,
My theory is okay, I can live without it, but most people aren't. And you make it so that it's very easy. So, do you have any special things other than Valentine's Day coming up?
oh gosh, we're getting ready for Restaurant Week here in just a few weeks as well. That's March
Forgot
11th
about
through the
Russia.
20th. Yep, they
Forgot
moved that back just a little bit this year, but that's always big for us. We've always done Restaurant Week very well. Um, so we're again offering, that's a 3-course meal, appetizer, entree, dessert, for $45 a person. Um, and that's always kind of the jumping off point for our spring and summer business. It always feels like right after Restaurant Week, we're patios open, and booked to the gills and all
Oh,
that
your
kind of
patio
stuff.
is
So
wonderful. Yeah.
yeah, so we always look forward to Restaurant Week as, a good sign of, the winter weather and the cabin fever kind of setting in.
Well,
And
people have cabin fever from the last 2 years. Forget winter
right,
weather.
right, people are ready to get out.
And I mean, I know you've been very accommodating to anybody's needs, but I also know that Root Down, whether they take the mandates away or not, is very conscientious about keeping people safe.
Definitely, I think we've always been top tier as far as, health department standards, and stuff like that. And during the pandemic, we doubled down on all of that. Really made sure that we were doing right by our customers, and our employees as well.
Right.
We have to feel safe, which has been really, really tough, with so many people that come through our doors. We're really happy to be busy, but there's definitely times where it felt awkward. So yeah, we've just tried to do whatever we can to keep our guests and employees safe, so that we could keep the doors open.
No, absolutely. I mean, I've heard staff say now that some of them are continue. I wear a mask to get in, but some people are wearing masks, and some of the staff in restaurants said they continue because they don't want the customer to give them COVID either.
Sure,
So
sure. Yeah,
uh,
we're still wearing masks as a staff.
I'm
the
wearing a mask as a customer. So
Yeah, yeah. And we leave that up to the guests. We know that people are tired of it, pandemic fatigue, or whatever they're calling it. So we get it. And but yeah, we're still, wearing masks as a staff, just to keep ourselves safe, and to show our guests that we're still trying to be as safe as possible.
well, Root Down is amazing, but Edible Beats in general has always just done everything right as far as the public goes. They
Yeah,
deserve
I
it.
mean, there's definitely a reason why I've worked for this company for so long.
I I would do anything for that company. Yes.
Yeah.
I think they're just the greatest. So root down, give us the address, the phone number, the hours, and all that good stuff.
Okay. So we are located in the Lower Highlands area, just behind Avanti, 1600 West 33rd Avenue.
Which is 33rd Osage if you're driving.
That's correct. And we love our neighborhood over here. We, gosh, our phone number, you're going to put me on the spot. That's 303-993-4200. And hours of operation. We're open 7 days a week for dinner. Sunday through Thursday, 5 to 9 p.m. Saturday, Sunday, 5 to 10 p.m. And we seat right up until 10 and 9. So that's not like we're locking the doors then. We stay, seat at 10 o'clock if we close then. And then brunches Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And the same thing with those. We seat right up until 2:30.
And your website.
Rootdowndenver.com.
Yeah, and be sure to go to Denver, not DIA. I mean, it's the same company, but they don't do exactly.
A little bit different.
Well, as far as I personally concerned, I adore Root Down. I always have. I was there opening day in that reconverted garage. And as long as I'm able to get out, I'll always be there because you all are just amazing. So,
well, we always love having you here. That's for sure.
I love going, period. And to everybody listening, please like and subscribe to the Gabb on YouTube. You will find all of this interview and all of our interviews on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And I guess in unison, sort of, we should say, great Super Bowl. I guess I'm not allowed to say my favorite or you yours, but have fun rooting for whoever you want. And everybody, a very happy Valentine's Day. And go out and celebrate, not necessarily on that overly crowded night. Pick another night and just be your Valentine at Root Down. So you're just a delight. Thank you.
Thank you, Gabby.
Thank you for visiting with me and taking the time. And lots of fun this weekend. It should.